Oki pikani, nistua kok misaminiskim. Noch tammoko nokstakako, naku apai kahki mennasi ennak kiksukuannonen. Nisto noch pistawasennik nitsits pistawasumkita piiks. Hatsimo ihkani tsutomata pohtsi tsitsi naksisi oginoksisi koitsi majohtsi. Ennik ni taps kuna taapi vaita pittaa piksu paatsimo ihkani teika motsi piutsiu. Translate. Hello, I am known as Ancient or Long-Time Buffalo Stone. I've been invited here to share some, encourage people, encourage us as Pikani. We're all related to each other one way or another. We all know each other. My mother knows your mother, and my grandmother knew your grandmother, and so forth. So we all know each other here in Pikani. One of the things I wanted to, it's sad. I used to hear my grandmother talk about, she would hear that someone had passed away, and she would get all, sad, and that was showing her compassion, and that she would say, an older person that passed away, she would say, mathuik, geka sikupio. The old elder is tired, and that that elder has completed life, and that. So I used to hear her say these things when someone, passed on. Now, she had a different message when the young people will pass away. She would say, but sunatiki mataps by. Very pitiful. They haven't even started life. They matkaka iso tukoksnimek how ni bad piuxini. They didn't have that life experience. So I always remember these things, when we hear that someone has passed away. And it's all part of life. We've been placed here. The source of life placed us here in life, here on our country, and we all have equal feelings, equal ways of how we conduct our lives. One thing that I wanted to prayer is one of the strongest things that I've known. My prayer, I hear my grandmother praying, and I heard my mom praying, all that, through the generations of, prayers. Our grandmother, Iki Sanopata, all listened to a woman was her translated Blackfoot name. She knew she was a very devoted Catholic. Her grandfather brings down the sun, Natusi and Nipi, was very fond of the missionaries. There were many pictures that were taken of him across the river at St. Peter's Mission. That's what it was called, the first mission. So she from that time, she, carried on her Roman Catholicism. She married Shirlee Crow Shoe, and then with Willie, she became an Anglican. But that didn't stop her from, her prayers, her belief system. She really, and so I thought today I would share a little bit about the Lord's Prayer. I know the Lord's Prayer was translated by the late Marvin Fox. I heard the late Reverend Margaret Waterchief say the Lord's Prayer. And some other people, I've heard them say the Lord's Prayer. They, have translated. And I was approached some time ago by my cousin asking me if I could translate the Lord's Prayer for, and that's Shirlee Crow Shoe QAP asked me to see if I could translate and help them out with the Lord's Prayer so they could say it at their church. So I struggled with it. It's lots of work that, see, I had to go and find out thy kingdom come. How would I translate thy kingdom come into Blackfoot so you understood that? Anyway, that's just an example. So what I'm going to try and share a little bit of the Lord's Prayer with you. Kinona utatsimuikan, the Lord's Prayer. Ayu kinnanon, sporti kitito bihbi. Our Father who art in heaven, Natuapi kitsinihkasimi. Thy kingdom come. Natuapi kitsinihkasimi. Thy name. Anistutsi kitsinaisini. Thy kingdom come. Nohkattanistutsit anuksahkummi. Spohtsi manistihpi. Thy will be done as earth as it is in heaven. Gokkinan anoxistikoi nitsochsinnanisti. Give us this day our daily bread. Ki nochpikimmokinnan annisti nisommitsitapi sinnani. And forgive us our trespasses. Ki nochpikimmokinnan annisti as we forgive them that trespass against us. Ki kamotsipyo kinan naksawotsi pinan makapi, and deliver us from evil. Ki kitatsim mapsini nakohkotsi pinan. For the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Okay. Ennaki kuussiwak, kidaksi kahkimin hopua. This is to all parents. I'm going to share some encouragement with you. Children are precious. Children are gifts from Creator. They come to us and we teach them, we show them, and we walk with them on the path of life. Our children, we're the ones that give them support. We give them all kinds of, we show them how to their lace their shoes. We show them how to put on their clothes. These are things that, that when we're raising that child, that we all use, that we all, practice and we help the child along. The child goes to school, and that's where the teachers take over and start teaching your child how to read, how to write, and so they have that responsibility. A lot of our teachers are very compassionate and they're very caring for that child that we give them for that few hours. Now, after, that child comes home, I encourage the parents to take time. Teach your child something. From there you carry on the teaching. You teach your child, maybe you're going to put up a picture. Show them how you're going to put up a picture on the wall. Or show them how to, clean up a mess and that. These are very simple teachings that, you're going to teach your child. And so your responsibility for that child is after he comes home from school, you carry on. You spend time with them, you maybe read a book, look at pictures, spend time with that child. Because that child's going to remember. Like I remember. I remember grandmother and all what she would, she even taught me how to make tea and that. And how, she would, the whole process. So a lot of these, teachings, are from, from your parents, from your grandparents that, teach you that, how to take care of yourself. I remember always hearing grandmother, when the boys were at her house, she would always tell them to, make sure, make sure you wash your face good. Make sure you clean out your ears and that. So these are, just some teachings that we all grew up with, and as parents, you to teach your child and that. And that child is not going to be small for long. I know that. Pretty soon that child is going to be become very independent, and that caring and loving that you give them will reflect back on you. Again,